And let's keep on the air here. Let's keep it going.
Very nice.
Because Steve Fisher, the head coach of the San Diego State Aztecs, is back on the Scott and BR Show with New Mexico coming to town tonight. Coach, good morning.
Hi, Scott. BR, how you doing?
We're doing really well. Yourself?
I'm doing good, thanks.
Yeah, getting pretty excited about tonight. Tonight's a big game. I mean, this is, we've seen the Aztecs this year, Coach, and we've talked a lot about winning in different ways. As we start to look at this season, and I know we talked last Friday, there was another one. Saturday night at UNLV, foul trouble, and now it's got to be one at the free throw line, and you guys got it done.
We stepped up and made 20 of 22 for the game, 8 straight down the stretch when winning was on the line, and a variety of people did it. So you're exactly right. We have now taken another page on what we have to do sometimes and can do to win.
Coach, it's kind of rare, is it not, for a basketball team to change their stripes? I mean, if you're a bad shooting team from the charity stripe, it's a hard thing to change.
BR, I would say we're inconsistent rather than bad. We've had stretches where we have looked horrific, and other times, like Saturday afternoon, where we look like as good a free throw shooting team as anybody.
Right.
But you watch us in practice, we're a pretty good free throw shooting team, and if we just stay positive with it and calm down and believe we're going to make them, I think we got a chance, maybe not to make 20 out of 22, but to make enough to be effective.
Talking to Coach Steve Fisher from San Diego State. San Diego State tonight at home against New Mexico. Coach, one of the things I remember we talked about earlier in the season was you letting your coaches coach and not being such a control freak. And you said, well, you've learned that over the course of your career. Let guys do what they do. Can you tell us the story about letting your son run this soccer-style free throw shooting? I don't even know what you would really call it. I guess a rating system of sorts. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, it's a ladder competition, which they say they use in soccer. You move up or move down based on the competition, and everybody shoots free throws. You shoot them in a variety of ways. You want to shoot them with some form of pressure, and you want accountability. So we put 3 people in the basket, and basket 1, 2, 3, and 4, and we determined early, either by shooting and a percentage, who the best 3 were on down. And then the bottom guy moves down, and group 2 top guy moves up, and so on. So it's a bit of competition, a bit of fun, where you don't want to be in group 4. You want to strive to get to group 1. And I think it helped us. We're not doing that per se now, but we did that for quite a while in our preseason, early season play. And Mark, a former soccer player, was the one that suggested it, in terms of the style that we had. And I think our kids liked it.
Yeah, it sounds like it's fun, and it sounds like it creates some internal competition and keeps everybody light, but adds a little bit of pressure. And yes, I think we saw the results on Saturday night. It's another great road win. I mean, you look back at this season, we talked, like I said, Friday, it was Gonzaga earlier this season. It's on the road against New Mexico, which is a great win. It's that last-second victory on the road at Colorado State. You go to UNLV in front of 18,000 plus in a game where you got a 10-point lead. They start chipping away. Team could be in some trouble here. Billy White's on the bench, fouled out, and you guys come up with another huge win.
We have that ability, or have had the ability, not to rattle to the point where we cost ourselves. You said it. Vegas came back and took a 1-point lead. In fact, they had the ball with a 1-point lead, but we were able to serve and make a stop, and then get a basket, and then down the stretch with a 1-2-point game, we made the important plays at both ends of the floor. Really, we defended and rebounded and took care of the ball, and did what good teams do. That was a hard-fought game. 18,000 plus at the Thomas and Mack, all cheering for the Rebels, and we found a way to get another win.
Yeah, and Coach, I'll tell you what, Brian Carwell, Billy Ray and I are huge fans of his.
Shoot it!
Billy Ray wants him to shoot threes. I don't want to encourage him to shoot threes, but Coach, Carwell comes up big, hits a couple of big free throws, has a block shot, and he's in the game at crunch time, which is not necessarily where he always finds himself. And now the story this week that he might look into trying to get a sixth year out of the NCAA. What are you suggesting to him on something like that?
What I have said is let's explore and see if it's viable. The NCAA is a rare bird that you never know for sure decisions that will be made. Rarely do basketball players get sixth year. I think Carwell has a legitimate case. So we are in the early stages of trying to put a case together and then present it. We've done nothing yet to send to the conference and to the NCAA. And I said to Brian, let's just see if it's doable. And then there's options for you. So that's all we said right now. Let's first of all see if it's there. And if it's there, then we'll talk and see is that something that he would be strongly interested in. But he agreed that let's try it. Let's see if we can at least proceed to get one.
Coach, let me ask you a general college basketball question, see what you think about this. I keep hearing these so-called experts say there's no great team or teams this year. We've seen now Ohio State finally lose and drop out of number one, and then as soon as Kansas took over, Kansas State knocked them off. And Kansas State took them apart. Do you agree with that statement that there are no great teams this year?
I think we throw around superlatives. Probably not been a great team for quite some time, but there are a lot of really, really, really good teams. And I think there are layers of teams that you would throw into that category, and I believe we would be one of them. So there are a lot of teams that are very good, and on some nights they look great. But to say, can they be beaten? Obviously, they can be beaten. There is no UCLA of old or Connecticut women the way they've run through their tournament. I do believe that there are maybe 10 to 12 teams that would be in that top layer that you would say they are amongst a group that could win it.
Talking to Steve Fisher, San Diego State, New Mexico tonight. Coach, is it just the time of the year, or is it the ranking? Is it the desperation of the other teams? Everybody's coming and giving you their best shot night in and night out, and there's just no nights off at this time.
There are none. You're exactly right. It doesn't matter what you're playing for. You make a strong case of the importance of the game. And same thing tonight. We have a New Mexico team coming in that lost a tough game at Colorado State. And they're 5-5 in the league. And they've got, I believe, 18 wins, and believe that they have a chance, if they could get a marquee win or two, to still make the NCAA tournament.
Right.
They're the only team to beat BYU.
Right.
Exactly.
Huge win for them. So I know the things that they're coming up with in their locker room of the importance of this win and all of that, and they're good. If you watched our game when we played them there, they're a very athletic, talented basketball team that are capable, obviously, of beating anyone, beating the best of the best, as they did with BYU. So we are going to get their best shot, and I do think it'll be a really good game tonight.
Yeah, that's exactly where I was going. The fact that these guys lost at home to San Diego State, but then won at home against BYU, these guys have proven that they're capable, but more importantly tonight, New Mexico is desperate. They need that marquee win, and you're going to see their best, and we all assume, 12,414 of us that'll be there tonight, that we're going to see San Diego State's best, Coach.
That's what we're hoping for. That's what we talked about. We well aware of the fact that others are going to come in here and they're not going to be looking for the game after. They're going to be pointing right square at us, and they will compete. And we've done a good job of doing the same. So we're going to need the 12,414 in spite of the rain that is falling and probably will be falling. We need them to get there and get there early and be as loud and proud as they have been in the past.
All right, Coach, we'll see you tonight. Looking forward to another great game. Thank you very much for the time, Coach.
Okay, guys. Thank you.